Today I wanted to walk you through the best PS5 earbuds. On our left, we've got the Sony PlayStation Pulse Explorer earbuds. On the right, we've got our Sony InZone buds. These are two relatively new additions to the Sony PlayStation lineup of earbuds for gaming. However, you can't have a discussion about the best PS5 earbuds without considering your everyday earbuds that you might be using. Be that the AirPods Pro 2, the Sony WF-1000XM5s, the OnePlus Buds Pro 2, the Denon Pearl Pros, the Sony Link Buds S. You're gonna want to compare the experience with these two to these. Why? Because there's a $20 accessory here which can connect not just one but two different truly wireless earbuds to your PlayStation at the same time. And this has USB-A, or you can use the USB-C port there. I've used this extensively over the past year. I've been using this on and off and it works flawlessly. Link in the description, of course. I'm gonna start off with the main advantages and disadvantages, then we'll walk into the nuanced experience with each of these. Hey everybody, welcome to seifbuys. I'm Saif. Security of the fit, comfort of the fit, and sound quality. Those are the three most important aspects of any earbud. However, they are also the most subjective. There's a study out there, and I googled this, that shows that the human ear is about as unique as our fingerprints. So anybody's experience with the fit, comfort, and sound quality with any of these earbuds might vary from person to person. I might say it fits perfectly in my ear, it doesn't wobble at all, but that might not be the case for you. And the same with how comfortable it is, and the same with sound quality actually. After I posted my last earbud video, and I can tell just by watching different reviews and reading different reviews, the verdict for what sounds the best out there is all over the place, regardless of which earbud or audio product you're reviewing. I'm gonna dive into those important details and my experience with them, but I also think they're highly subjective, so I'm leaving them to the end. Here, we're gonna start off with the main advantages and disadvantages of going with any of these options. The main advantage of going with either of the Sony and PlayStation options, the InZone buds in this, are that they have inbuilt mics. So if you go with using the Bluetooth dongle and then using whatever truly wireless buds you want, you'll have to use the microphone on your controller. Whereas if you go with the Sony and PlayStation options, you are getting the benefit of an inbuilt microphone that is compatible with PlayStation. So the microphone is better definitely than the controller microphone, but they're not exactly the best microphones ever. I have the best of the best over-ear headphones here, and the mics on any of these ones will trump the mic quality on the Sony InZone buds or the PlayStation Pulse Explorer. Nonetheless, you're gonna want to stick with either of these if you want inbuilt mics. That's the main reason you'd want to go with these over just sticking with the $20 Bluetooth accessory. Now, why would you want to go with the PlayStation Pulse Explorer? PlayStation Pulse Explorer is the only option to offer simultaneous Bluetooth connection to your phone, as well as maintaining a connection to your PlayStation 5 via the dongle. So you can listen to John Wick music while you're playing Call of Duty. A great experience, by the way, with these earbuds because of the planar magnetic drivers. They very nicely separate the music and it's super clear. So I don't feel like it muddies my perception of footsteps and everything like that when I'm playing music while playing Call of Duty, which is a pretty rare thing. And number two, you might want to have a full-fledged call with someone. Maybe you want to have a FaceTime call with someone while you're playing Call of Duty, you're playing your God of War, and you want to give them your full divided attention as you play through whatever game you're playing through. Then you got to go with these Pulse Explorer earbuds. They are the only option that would allow that. And I've run into plenty of scenarios where I would need to do that. The other person, for example, I'm playing with online, they might not have a reliable microphone on hand, like they're using the controller microphone, and we're just like, oh, let's just call each other through Instagram or whatever, and we'll just use that to talk to each other. With these, you can basically talk to them via your phone, via whatever means you want, and still be playing and hearing your game audio at the same time. So a big W there for the PlayStation Pulse Explorer earbuds. Another big W for these is that they connect, actually this is a little W. It connects directly to your PlayStation Portal if you need it. Now, I'm not taking my Portal outside of the home regularly, if at all, so it doesn't really matter to me because the sound quality will always sound better when you're connected directly to your PlayStation instead of connecting directly to the PlayStation Portal. But the PlayStation Pulse Explorer is the only one that will, outside of your home, if you're too far away from your PlayStation 5, connect directly to your PlayStation Portal wirelessly. Until, of course, the Pulse Elite headset comes out, but that's not earbuds. Yeah, that's the other W here for the Pulse Explorer. But it's not that big of a W because honestly, the sound quality when you're connected directly to the PlayStation Portal is not that good compared to being connected to my PlayStation. The 3D audio, for example, doesn't look like it's working when I'm connected direct via the PlayStation Link software to the PlayStation Portal. Plus, the left earbud will drop or the right earbud will drop. It's just not the most stable connection when I'm connected to the PlayStation Portal, and the volume is lower than it is on the PlayStation. And it's not as high quality, actually. The audio in general just doesn't feel as good. Actually, I stand corrected. There are two options here for you to use whatever truly wireless earbuds you want with the PlayStation Portal, and that's these two. Either of these two will allow you to connect to the bottom of your Portal via the 3.5mm jack here. You sync it with your AirPods Pro, you sync it with your Sony WF-1000XM5s, whatever you want, and you're off to the races. You're basically playing with your regular earbuds. So you don't necessarily need the PlayStation Pulse Explorer in order to use wireless earbuds with your PlayStation Portal. However, you have to remember to bring this thing. And I'd rather bring this thing actually with me and just keep it connected to my Portal if I was going to use my Portal outside the home. Get the benefit of having noise canceling by using any of my everyday earbuds versus not having noise canceling with this. So if I'm out and about, I probably want noise canceling because like having noise canceling is much better. So I'd probably go with one of these at the end of the day. So it's not really a pro that this works directly with the PlayStation Portal. Well, it is, but it's a limited pro. Kind of outweighed by the fact that it doesn't have noise canceling. In terms of the better option between our PlayStation Portal transmitters here for your everyday truly wireless buds, I would say Ugreen is more trustworthy of brand, but this one's cheaper. This one has better ergonomics though on the back of your PlayStation Portal, so it sits flush on the PlayStation Portal with this no name, or it has a name, like what's the brand? No, it's pretty much no name brand. It's called C28 wireless transmitter. This one basically sits more flush to the PlayStation Portal, less noticeable when you're taking it out and you're using it, but the Ugreen is a more trustworthy brand, looks higher quality, it's got the thing built into it. You might prefer one or the other, but this does dangle a bit off the edge of your PlayStation Portal if you care about that, and it does cost more. The Ugreen also goes deeper into specs. You know, this is Bluetooth 5.0, etc., but I didn't notice any latency differences between using these two on my PlayStation Portal and even comparing that to the PlayStation Pulse Explorer. So I don't know why they didn't add Bluetooth to the PlayStation Portal. Like, it seems like the Bluetooth would have worked fine, and I know it for a fact the Bluetooth works fine because when you're using PlayStation Remote Play on your phone, there's no perceptible lag there in terms of the audio experience. And the main disadvantages of the PlayStation Pulse Explorer are that, one, the volume is inconsistent. From game to game, you might be setting it at or near 100% volume. For God of War, even when connected directly to the PlayStation, I need to set it at 100% volume. And then for Call of Duty, I'm setting it at like 90% volume. So compared to our other options here on the table, these have the lowest top volume. So if you know you have a preference for higher volume levels, these might not be the move for you. Also, these have the lowest battery life out of any of these options. So you're looking at like 4 to 5 hours here. Not that it matters for me. I'm rarely ever gaming straight for 4 to 5 hours, and if I am, I have plenty of other headsets to use, but yeah, that's another ding there, so you might care about that. Those are the main disadvantages, right? There's more cons to using this that I'll get into later in the video, but those are the main ones. Now, main advantage of using the InZone buds are, one, it has the longest battery life, so you're looking at 12 hours of battery if you're connected to your PlayStation, and I can attest to that. It lasts pretty long. I don't play again for that long period, but based on the reviews I've read and everything like that, it seems to live true to how long the stated battery life is. And also, out of our two options that have inbuilt mics here on the table, so the Pulse Explorer versus this one has EQ adjustments if you have a PC. So if you have a PC, you can adjust the EQ on these. And in fact, I was so curious to do the EQ adjustment that I got the Asus ROG Ally here, which is a portable handheld gaming PC, and it runs Windows 11, so I was able to download that software and adjust the EQ. And yes, there are definitely benefits to being able to do that. Granted, you do have to like take the dongle, plug it into your PC, and then adjust your EQ that way. So it is a bit of a process. And then when I want to go back to the PlayStation, I can't do on-the-fly EQ adjustments because I need to be connected to the PC, and then I gotta stop it, and then I gotta jump over to the PlayStation. So it could have been better if they just included a phone app for EQ adjustment for these and the PlayStation Pulse Explorer. I don't know, maybe at some point they will, but I wouldn't bank on that. Especially at these price points, right? Like $200 US, and Sony's a big company. Like, they should be developing a phone app for adjusting the EQ for these, especially with gaming. Like, there's a lot of preference that some people might have when they're playing Call of Duty versus God of War, for example, or playing Uncharted versus Spider-Man. You probably have different audio preferences, and you'd want to play with that if you are getting gaming earbuds. So a win, that's kind of an L too, because not everyone has a PC. I know I didn't until I got the ROG Ally. Alright, and the biggest disadvantage here for the Sony InZone buds is that it uses LE Bluetooth, low energy Bluetooth connection, and not all phones, not all modern day phones or devices, actually most, don't support this. So it won't connect to my MacBook, it won't connect to the ROG Ally via Bluetooth, it won't connect to my iPhone 15 Pro Max, but it will connect to my Pixel 8 Pro. Take that for what it is. It connects to the Pixel 8 Pro. I read online it can also connect to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, or is it 23 Ultra? I don't know, one of those. And yeah, that's a big thing right there. And also, it's not a simultaneous Bluetooth connection, right? So it's not like you can be connected to your phone and hear your game at the same time. You're gonna have to switch, and you do that by pressing down on the controls on the side of these earbuds. Like, you hold down for like 3 to 5 seconds, and then it'll switch to your Bluetooth, and you gotta switch back to your game or whatever. So it's not exactly the most convenient in that regard. Another advantage here for the InZone buds are that it has noise canceling. So of our two options from Sony that have inbuilt mics, these ones have noise canceling and they get louder than the Pulse Explorer. So louder volume, adjustable EQ if you have the PC, has noise canceling built in. These, for all intents and purposes, if you don't want a connection to your phone, these are the obvious option between the Pulse Explorer and these InZone buds. Let's talk about the main advantages of using the $20 Bluetooth accessory to connect to your earbuds. Obviously, you might already have your earbuds. You'll be saving $200 by not going with these other two options. And number two, these other earbud options have way slimmer cases and they're more versatile. Like this one has Find My built in. It's got noise canceling that's amazing. It's got fine volume control that you can control really accurately on the stem of the AirPods Pro 2. I'm not going to go to the pros of specifically each of these earbuds, but these earbuds have a lot more pros going for them than going with just the gaming options for earbuds. And sound quality, you get 3D audio still, even when you're connected using this dongle. And there's no noticeable latency difference, at least to my ears, between using any of these. And the reason Sony went with the PlayStation Link technology is supposedly because it has lower latency. But me playing Call of Duty, when I shoot the guns or do whatever, when I'm playing any game that requires fast reaction times, I don't notice a perceptible difference using any of these. So they've got that going for them. The main disadvantage, obviously, of using your everyday earbuds are that you're gonna have to rely on the controller mic if you do wanna chat while you're gaming. And also, I'm gonna go into the nuanced experience with each of these to tell you like which is the best one in my experience and then which ones are not as good. So in my experience, like the best, anyway, no, that's too nuanced of a discussion to bring up now. But yeah, you're definitely saving money if you go with the everyday truly wireless earbuds, like whichever ones you have lying around. And even if you think about the price differential here, this is $199 for the InZone buds, $199 MSRP as well for the Pulse Explorer. The Apple AirPods Pro, I checked on Amazon and they seem to be going for $189 on sale, so $10 cheaper for an earbud that honestly provides way more utility in the everyday use than either the Sony or PlayStation options. Definitely saving money. Like, let's say you don't have the AirPods Pro 2, you definitely want to consider getting them. You can watch my best earbuds video, this is the winner from that video, and not go with either of these gaming specific options. And this is especially true if you think about it. Why do we want earbuds? For me, it's if I'm using over-ear headphones, of which I have pretty much all the best ones. We've got the Stealth series, we've got the Stealth Pros here, we've got the Odyssey Maxwells, got the Odyssey Penrose, and I have the Steel Series Arctis Nova Pro over there too. And by the way, Steel Series Arctis Nova Pro, like, I think the sound quality out of the InZone buds and the PlayStation Pulse Explorer is better than the Steel Series Arctis Nova Pro wireless over-ear headphones. So just a note there, that was surprising. But these ones obviously sound better so long as you're fine with your ears getting warm over time. But then again, you get the benefit of not having something sticking in your ear. Plus you can get Freeze Wicked cushions, and these keep the pads cooler on your ear for longer. And subscribe if you're interested in a video looking for the best over-ear headphones for the PS5, because once the Pulse Elite ships, I'm gonna basically compare it to all of these over-ear headphones here and find the best PS5 headset. Currently reigning champ for me, by the way, is the Odyssey Penrose. I did want to add that there is another version here other than this one. That is this one here. And this one is actually might be preferred for a lot of people. I think it's around the same price. You see this? It's wide. It can take up both ports in the USB-C on the front of your PlayStation 5 Slim or your PlayStation regular. And this one takes up a lot less space. So USB-C right here, and compare those side by side. This is what you're dealing with. This one's taking up a lot less space, and the light on this one is a lot brighter. I'm able to more easily tell when I've got this one in pairing mode. And not just that, this one also, I can confirm, it allows you to use the mic with your regular truly wireless earbuds. So I was able to use the mic on my AirPods Pros on my PlayStation 5, albeit it is not going to be as good quality as the AirPods Pro mics generally are. But in my experience, I heard some static when I'm using the mic on the AirPods Pros, but I can easily just switch to using the mic on my controller if the static bothers me. And the fact that this option here, this Avantree, allows you to even have that option probably makes this a better buy than this other Nintendo Switch oriented version. So I would go with this Avantree option when we're talking about the $220 Bluetooth accessory dongle to link any truly wireless earbuds, because not only does it come with a mic to attach to the bottom of the controller, also comes with this nice adapter, so you could attach this to the back of your PlayStation via USB-A if you don't want to use the USB-C, and this will take up less space as well. This might interfere with other cables you have on the back of your PlayStation if you try and plug it in like this. And I confirm it does mess with if you wanted to use the other port on the back of your PlayStation. So again, anytime I reference this, moving on, I think I would recommend this one over it. The Avantree external audio transmitter. This is the one I recommend. If that's all you came for, drop a like, subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. I'm going to be talking about a lot of PlayStation stuff and a lot of tech gadgets and devices in general. Next video will probably be a PS Portal review. It'll be PS Portal versus the PlayStation Backbone. So I got the PlayStation Backbone here, and we have the PlayStation Portal. I'll be comparing these two with slight references to the ROG Ally experience as well. I have a lot to say there, and you'd probably want to tune in for that. Subscribe is greatly appreciated. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers, which is great. Now let's dive into the nuanced details of everything I have yet to discuss with each of these options. Alright, I did want to touch on controls here. So the PlayStation Pulse Explorer has physical controls on each of the earbuds for volume, so up and down, and then it's got a relink button. And the relink button is actually really important for the PlayStation Pulse Explorers, because out of all of the buds I've tried, this is the one that the left one would stop working, or the right one, and hitting that reconnect button often solves that, so both buds will start working again. But the fact that they need to disconnect at all really is pretty annoying in general. So got the physical controls. I do prefer physical controls. Having the volume controls on both buds is good, because if you have one hand occupied or the other, maybe you're munching on something and you want to just quickly adjust the volume, you can do that. Granted, for all these cases, I pretty much always resort to using my PlayStation Edge controller, which has the function button to be able to quickly adjust the volume via your function on your PlayStation Edge controller anyway. So that's the easiest way to adjust your volume on PlayStation. Granted, let's talk about the controls on the Sony InZone buds. And these are pretty good. They're actually better than the Sony WF-1000XM5 controls in my opinion. They are more accurate. The touch, you don't accidentally press it as much as you do with the Sony WF-1000XM5s. That's because it has more surface area. Plus, it's pretty intuitive. Press and hold the right earbud to lower the volume, tap it to increase, I think. And granted, of course, when I'm playing PlayStation, I'm increasing it from the controller either way. I think this one, it didn't allow you to increase the volume via the controller. Like, you have to increase it from the earbuds, which is a little annoying, because if I'm playing and I want to adjust the volume with my PlayStation Edge controller, which is one of the main benefits of having a PlayStation Edge controller, is that you can adjust the volume in the game chat mix really quickly. Here, one of the main benefits of the PlayStation Edge controller is that I can hold down these function keys and adjust the volume by like pressing up and down on the D-pad or left and right for game chat mix. That is way better of a user experience in my opinion than having to remove your hands from the controller to adjust the volume like that. Pretty big miss there with the Sony InZone buds. When you are using whatever truly wireless earbuds, sometimes the volume control will work on the buds themselves. Most of the time, actually, with the AirPods Pros, it pretty much works every time when I'm using it with my PlayStation 5. When I'm using it on the PlayStation Portal using the Bluetooth transmitter though, I'm not able to adjust using the stem. I have to adjust from the PlayStation Portal itself. Whereas if I am using the Sony InZone buds with my PlayStation Portal, I can adjust it directly from the earbuds. Now that's a small thing, but that's it on controls. I would say controls, you're given and you're taken with all of the options, so none of them really wins out on controls overall in my opinion. Comfort of the fit. Out of the box, I did not find the Pulse Explorers to be too comfortable. Again, super subjective. I tried all the different silicone tips that came with it. None were really that comfortable. I could sort of make it loose in my ear, but then the seal isn't that good, so the sound quality isn't that good. And these are notorious for low volumes. Depending on the game you're playing, you really don't want that. So I just applied Comply memory foam tips, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to get these exact ones. There's a mesh on it too, so you're protecting earwax from getting into your drivers, which you don't want happening. And this will also protect the resale value of your PlayStation Pulse Explorers, because if I ever decide to sell this, I'll sell it with the original unused silicone ear tips, and also there will be no gunk in the drivers because this Comply memory foam has a mesh in it between the driver and the bud. Highly recommend you get the Comply memory foam tips if you go with this. That made it more secure for me. However, with memory foam ear tips, and this is fine when gaming, I don't like doing this when I'm out and about, although the AirPods Pro 2 Comply memory foam ear tips don't require you to squeeze them, like they're just as secure without squeezing. Just a random fact there, but these ones definitely need squeezing on the Pulse Explorers. So you're gonna squeeze them, shove them in, hold them for like 2-3 seconds, maybe longer if you really want a nice secure fit. You'll feel it expanding in your ear, and then do the same for this one. Sometimes it's a little finicky, especially for my left ear, but once I get that secure fit, it's really in there. So let's wait a bit. All right, so now, yeah, the left ear, it doesn't want to stay in there even with the Comply memory foam, but it's definitely more secure than with the silicone tips for me. Like the right one won't fall out easily, but I can definitely make it fall out. Yeah, left one is just a little more finicky. But yeah, this is different for different people. Like I've watched a bunch of reviews out there. Some people find it extremely secure. But another benefit of the Comply memory foam is that seal is extremely good. So since these don't have noise canceling, this will improve the low volume situation as well. In terms of comfort, using the silicone tips that were included in the box, it was a no-no for me. They weren't too comfortable. I could wear them for like 15-30 minutes and then it got a little annoying and then I need to loosen them up. Whereas with the Comply memory foam, I can wear these for over an hour without issue. But I would say the comfort and security of the fit of these is questionable enough that I would caution you to buy it from a place where you can return it, like Amazon or something like that. Now, talking about security of the fit of the InZone buds, they are definitely secure, or actually they weren't. With the silicone tips that were included, again, these weren't secure in my ear, like they kept falling out. And then I got the Comply memory foam tips again, which have a mesh in them and provide a better seal. And with these ones, it's, I would say, more comfortable for me than the Pulse Explorer and more secure for me as well. More comfortable and more secure. Will it fall out? Yeah, like these aren't as secure as the AirPods Pro 2 or any of these other earbuds, really. Any of these everyday earbuds. Actually, they're more secure for me than the OnePlus Buds Pro 2, but that's the only one that they're more secure for me. In terms of comfort, it's about as comfortable. I would say it's actually more comfortable than the Pulse Explorer as well. So better comfort, better security of the fit for me. Okay, that might be different for you. Now, comfort and security of the fit for all of these ones, AirPods Pro 2, etc., like all these other earbuds. I created a best earbuds video. I'll link that somewhere here or down in the description or at the end of this video, so you can check it out there. But spoiler alert, the AirPods Pro 2 are the most comfortable and most secure earbuds for me. They're the winner in both those categories for me, especially with these Comply memory foam ear tips. And I don't even need to squeeze them with the AirPods Pro 2. I can literally just pop them in as I'm going, because like let's say I'm walking and then I get a call, I want to pop it in my ear real quick, and these won't fall out. They won't. Like they're way more secure than any of these other earbuds and more comfortable at that. Like I forget I'm even wearing these a lot of the time. AirPods Pro 2 is goated in my book for comfort and security, but again, subjective. Now let's move on to sound quality. I love planar magnetics, and these are the first planar magnetic driver earbuds that I've ever tried, the Sony Pulse Explorer here. And I don't know if they're the first ever made, but Sony acquired Odyssey, and Odyssey, like my favorite over-ear headphones, the Odyssey Penrose, use planar magnetic drivers, and it creates a sound quality that I was just never used to until I tried planar magnetics. It's extremely clear, and I feel for a simultaneous Bluetooth connection as well as while you're playing video games, this is great because the separation of the audio is all there and it's extremely clear. So I can be listening to music while I'm playing Call of Duty and still make out, you know, footsteps and stuff like that with relative ease. Whereas I feel like if they tried to do that with regular driver earbuds like these, you might prefer the sound quality of the InZone buds or any of these others, but it might be a little more muddy versus the clarity of planar magnetics. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not an audiophile. I barely know what I'm talking about right now. So that's just my take, okay, as a regular consumer. That's the note on the sound quality. Of course, the major con of these are for some games, they don't get loud enough. And I'm not talking random games. I'm talking like God of War Ragnarok, first party, AAA. I put these to max volume even when I'm connected directly to my PlayStation, and that's just not cutting it. Like, these are supposed to be hand built for the PlayStation 5. It doesn't make sense to me. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I have a bad pair, but I did hear other people say volume was messed as well. So let me know in the comments if you have these, if you have that issue too. And again, I'm not saying it's not loud enough. I'm saying it's just barely loud enough, which means that there's probably plenty of people out there that will think it won't be loud enough. Sound quality, the InZone buds, I love these, to be honest. And you can, if you have a PC, which I now do because of the ROG Ally, first PC in a long time. If you have a PC, you can adjust the EQ, but honestly, out of the box with video games, I love the sound. And these have the same drivers as Sony's top of the line WF-1000XM5s, and these ones in my top earbuds video won the best sound quality for me for music. High quality drivers in here for a fraction of the price, $199. And if you have a PC, you can adjust the EQs. However, in all likelihood, unless you have like a Pixel 8 Pro or Samsung Galaxy S23 or maybe some rare other device that is compatible with the Bluetooth, you'll have to plug in the dongle every time, right? Because Bluetooth compatibility of this is not that good. It uses low energy Bluetooth, and that's how they're able to keep the battery life so high. But I would have easily taken a hit on the battery life for more Bluetooth connectivity options to more devices. But sound quality, like, I love it. For God of War, for Call of Duty, for everything, I'm loving it. It definitely has more bass than this. This one is better in the highs and the mids, probably. This one is better bass, but definitely it's not lacking in the highs and the mids. I would say definitely, I think the majority of people will think this sounds better, okay? If I was just to make a bet here right now. Now, the other options here, these all sound great, and the 3D audio, as far as I could tell on the PlayStation, is still working when you connect via this Bluetooth accessory, and they all sound as good. However good the sound quality is for these outside of PlayStation, it's just as good on the PlayStation, okay? And you can adjust the EQ, like if you're able to get the Sony WF-1000XM5s, for example, to be connected to your phone and your PlayStation at the same time, which I was some of the time able to do that. It just wasn't consistently working. Then you can adjust the EQ on the fly while you're gaming, and that was pretty cool because I do love the sound of these WF-1000XM5s. And the best one that allowed me to change the EQ while I was gaming most consistently without much issue through my phone while I'm gaming on the PlayStation was the Denon Pro Pros. And so while I'm at it, let me just tell you, compatibility wise, in terms of my experience using it with the dongle, the most reliable one is the Denon Pro Pros, which are great for sound quality. It creates a customized EQ based on your hearing. Just check out the best earbuds video. I didn't tag these as one of the best earbuds in my opinion, but there's plenty of people out there that think these sound the best, and you are getting a lot of functionality here. You're getting a nice case with wireless charging, you're getting great sounding earbuds, and these did win the best multi-point Bluetooth connectivity in my best earbuds video, so that makes sense why they're the best with connecting to your PlayStation and your phone, switching seamlessly. I'll basically just play something on my phone, 3-second lag in between the game, and then boom, I'm listening to my phone. And then when it switches back, wait 5 to 10 seconds, and then after you stop playing media on your phone, and then it automatically switches back to the PlayStation. Now, that is not the case for any of these other ones, but I would give the Denon Pro Pros definitely #1 spot for compatibility with the PlayStation and your phone. And then I would go with the AirPods Pro 2 because it's just reliable. I could easily connect this to my phone and then connect it to the PlayStation by holding down on the pairing button here, and then I hear an audible on the AirPods Pro 2, and it lets me know that it's connected to the dongle, and it reliably does that every time. Like, it never misses pretty much. And then when I want to switch back to my phone, I just go to my iPhone and I click on pair there, and it pairs away. But then once you go back to your PlayStation, you're gonna need to do the pairing again. So you're gonna hold down the button on the back of your AirPods, and you'll hear that beep when it's connected successfully. Hear the ding. Once it's connected, control the volume, I can control the noise canceling, everything still works great, and the sound quality is pretty impressive too. So if you know you wanted to play with earbuds, for example, and we know the AirPods Pro 2 has the best transparency in the game, you still want to hear your phone and stuff. If it rings or anything while you game, then technically the transparency mode on these is the best. So you can have it in transparency mode while you're gaming, hear your phone, and just live life that way, since you can't achieve a simultaneous Bluetooth connection with your phone and your PlayStation at the same time with these ones. And the third place would go to the Sony WF-1000XM5s. Now these, they worked for a good portion of time and then they stopped working. Like, they would connect to the PlayStation and not the phone. It's basically iffy. When it works really well, but it's not going to work every time in my experience. So that's why these get third place. The OnePlus Buds Pro 2 were just more miss than hit when I was trying to connect it to the PlayStation and my phone. So that's why I'm giving them fourth place. And then the Link Buds S are basically last place because you can't even attempt to try try to adjust the EQ while I'm connected to my phone. Anyway, they're not trying to compete with, these are much higher tier earbuds, so they weren't trying to compete with these to begin with. Now let's talk about the cases real quick. We're getting gradually into the less important features here. So yes, the Pulse Explorer has a bigger case than the InZone buds, but I don't see myself walking around with either of these in my pockets, right? They're too thick, especially when you compare them to something like the AirPods Pro. It's night and day difference there. And even when you compare them with any of these ones, these cases were not intended to be just lugged around every day. And the functionality of the buds themselves doesn't make me think they were intended to be just lugged around and used as a daily earbud in general. But looks wise, obviously Pulse Explorer wins because it's just a cool mechanism. Looks cool. Functionality wise though, in terms of the case, takes up less surface area, and it's got a place in here for the dongle, the InZone buds, so I would give the win to the InZone buds for the case on functionality, and I would give aesthetics to the Pulse Explorer. And I'm not going to compare it to all the cases here. Obviously your everyday earbud cases are smaller and more functional with wireless charging and stuff than the gaming options here. Also a note on the dongles while I'm at it. For some reason the Pulse Explorer includes a USB-A dongle, so with the PlayStation 5 Slim, you have to go to the back of the console to plug this in. A minor annoyance, especially if you're just gonna have it plugged into your PlayStation all the time. The InZone Buds has a toggle on it for switching from PS5 and mobile to your PC, so that dongle works. I've tested it with the new ROG Ally mobile gaming PC. It works. Since we're talking dongles, this dongle is pretty cool too. You can basically choose whether you want USB-C or you want the USB-A. Came with both of these, and that was for, again, something like $20 US. I'll put a link in the description so you can see the latest price. That's it. Best PS5 earbuds. I know there's other gaming earbuds that work on the PS5, but these are probably the best options you have, as far as I can tell based on the reviews I've watched and everything like that. If you think differently or you have a different pair of earbuds that you're gaming with, let us know in the comments. I'm always interested to hear other people's experiences with any of the products I'm talking about, or if they know of other products that are coming down the line. Like, that gets me super excited because I love buying this stuff in general, and I am buying this stuff with my own money, by the way. I'm not sponsored or anything. Some people like collecting watches. I like gaming earbuds and earbuds in general and stuff like that, so to each their own. I usually try and say which of these is a safe buy, and this is safe buys. I'm honestly going to be keeping both the InZone buds and the Pulse Explorer in all likelihood, because I can see the utility for each of them based on the main advantages I mentioned. But if I were to say which of these is a safe buy, it's obviously this $20 USB Bluetooth dongle accessory is a safe buy. This is safe buys, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys.